In the opulent dining hall of the Grand Regency Hotel in New York City, where crystal chandeliers cast a cascade of light like captured stars, Victoria Kensington sat poised at her corner table. At 38, she was the epitome of inherited power, the sole heiress to a billion-dollar empire built on tech innovations and real estate conquests. Her raven hair was swept into an elegant chignon, her sapphire gown hugging her figure like a second skin. But beneath the facade of unyielding confidence lay a hollow ache. Orphaned young herself, Victoria had buried her emotions under layers of boardroom battles and solitary nights. Tonight, she dined alone, reviewing merger documents, her sharp gray eyes scanning the room with detached precision. Across the hall, Liam Evergreen, a 42-year-old architect widowed 3 years prior, entered with his 8-year-old daughter, Amelia. Liam's life had been a quiet storm since his wife, Elena, succumbed to cancer. He juggled blueprints by day and bedtime stories by night, his once vibrant hazel eyes now etched with the lines of solitary grief. Amelia, with her mother's golden curls and infectious giggle, was his anchor, the reason he pushed through each dawn. Tonight was special. It was Amelia's birthday, and Liam had saved for months to treat her to this lavish dinner, a rare escape from their modest apartment. As they were seated at a nearby table, Amelia's eyes widened at the grandeur. "Daddy, it's like a palace," she whispered, clutching her stuffed bear. Liam smiled, his voice a gentle rumble. "Only the best for my princess." But trouble brewed when a mix-up occurred. The maitre d', flustered by the evening rush, approached Liam's table with a stern expression. "Sir, this section is reserved for VIP guests. I'm afraid there's been an error." Victoria, overhearing the exchange, glanced up from her tablet. Her gaze landed on Amelia, and something stirred, a flicker of recognition. No, it couldn't be. Yet, the child's wide eyes mirrored those of Victoria's late sister, Sophia, who had vanished from her life a decade ago after a family rift. Sophia had eloped with a struggling artist, cutting ties with the Kensington fortune. Rumors whispered she had a daughter before her untimely death in a car accident. Victoria had searched fruitlessly for years, haunted by the what-ifs. Intrigued and suspicious, Victoria rose gracefully, her heels clicking like judgments on the marble floor. She approached, her voice cool and commanding. "Is there a problem here?" The maitre d' deferred to her, explaining the reservation glitch. Victoria's eyes narrowed on Amelia. "This child, she looks familiar. Who is she to you?" Her tone implied ownership, as if the world bent to her whims. In her mind, if this was Sophia's daughter, her niece, then the girl belonged in the lap of luxury, not with this unassuming man in a rumpled suit. Liam met her gaze steadily, his hand protectively on Amelia's shoulder. The room seemed to hush, waitstaff pausing mid-stride. Amelia looked up, confused, her small hand tightening around her father's. Victoria pressed, her billionaire instincts kicking in. "If she's who I think she is, she deserves more than this. I can offer her everything. Schools, security, a future." The words hung heavy, laced with unintended arrogance. Whispers rippled through the diners. Was this a custody claim? A scandal brewing? Amelia shrank back, tears welling. Liam's heart twisted. He had adopted Amelia legally after Elena's passing, but the biological ties were a tangled web he had uncovered only recently through old letters. Sophia had been Elena's best friend, entrusting the baby to them before her accident. He had raised Amelia as his own, shielding her from the shadows of loss. Calmly, without raising his voice, Liam spoke. "She's with me." The simplicity of the statement cut through the tension like a blade of truth. Victoria froze at the table's edge, her poised demeanor cracking. Those 3 words carried the weight of unwavering love, a father's quiet vow forged in sleepless nights and whispered lullabies. In that moment, she saw not a rival, but a mirror of her own loneliness, the man who had given Amelia the one thing her billions couldn't buy, a home filled with heart. Amelia tugged at Liam's sleeve. "Daddy, can we go home?" He nodded, standing to leave, but Victoria's hand trembled as she reached out. "Wait," she whispered, her voice breaking for the first time in years. I didn't know. Sophia was my sister. This girl, she's my family too. What followed was a revelation that shattered walls. Over the next hours, in a private lounge away from prying eyes, stories unfolded. Liam shared Elena's letters, proving Amelia's lineage. Victoria, tears streaming down her flawless cheeks, confessed her regrets, the family feud that drove Sophia away, the empire that isolated her. I've built fortunes, she admitted, but I've never built a bond like yours. Liam, ever the steady force, extended an olive branch. Family isn't about blood or bank accounts. It's about choice. Amelia, sensing the shift, crawled into Victoria's lap, offering her bear. You can be with us too, she said innocently. Weeks turned to months. Victoria, transformed by that calm declaration, integrated into their lives, not as a domineering heiress, but as a devoted aunt. She funded Amelia's education but learned from Liam the art of simple joys. Park picnics, homemade cakes, stories under the stars. Liam found in Victoria a kindred spirit, their shared grief blossoming into tentative romance. One evening, as they watched Amelia play, Victoria turned to him. You saved her, and me. Thank you for saying those words. In the end, Liam's quiet strength proved more powerful than any fortune. It thawed a frozen heart, wove fractured lives into wholeness, and reminded the world that true legacy lies in love's unyielding claim. From a chance encounter in a gilded hall, a family was reborn, not in wealth, but in the profound calm of belonging. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles, if it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us. Heart.